Welcome to my media review. My name is Michelle Williams. In this presentation, I will be talking to you about the power of touch and how it is vital for both reading and writing. This is an article that I found on the Conversation website. I'm going to introduce the article to you, summarise the article, and critique it using the CARS framework. The CARS framework evaluates information sources based on their credibility, accuracy, reasonableness, and support to ensure the reliability and trustworthiness of an article. And finally, I will summarise my key findings and rate them in a score out of 5. As mentioned, the article I've chosen is from The Conversation. The power of touch is vital for both reading and writing. I chose this article because I'm an educator in English and I have a particular interest in teaching literacy. This article also relates to sensation and perception. As stated by Monash University, the fundamental processes that bridge the external world with our internal understanding. The article emphasises the importance of touch in reading and writing experiences, highlighting its role in sensory development, cognition, and perception. Now I'm going to go through the summary of the article. So you can see here that the article is written by a linguistics professor, Naomi Barron, and she is currently at the American University in Washington, D.C. I delved deeper into the profile of Naomi and quickly found out that linguistics is her area of expertise and that she has actually published a number of books about this. Not only that, clicking on the article icon tab, I found that she has published a number of articles in The Conversation and that in her activity, she has been replying to articles and publishing articles about digital print versus media print. Going back to the article, Naomi starts with reference to a book linking back to the 1940s and the value of touch in introducing infants and toddlers to the world of literacy in this way. She also advocates her role as a linguist who investigates the role of digital print versus media print. And she has also made a link to the co-author of her study, who is also a professor working at one of the universities in Norway. And her bio was given there. The survey is about students surveyed at universities and in Europe and in the US, asking students what they like about print media and what they also like about digital media, and seeing which one they prefer. There is, in this section that you can see now that I'm scrolling through, there is a real support. This is really supported by students, quotes from students. Then the article goes on to say, what does the science tell us about how writing skills and literacy skills of students learning to read and write? And then finally, there are some recommendations for educators and parents about the intrinsic benefits of handwriting and how to incorporate more print materials. Assessing the framework, against the CARS framework, there are 4 criteria that I'm going to go through: the credibility, accuracy, reasonableness, and support. And you can see here in the table that there are checklist indicators for each of these criteria. I'm going to look at for and against for each of these criteria. So starting with credibility, I have, through delving deep into this article, the author's credentials and expertise are evident. There are, from what I can see, no conflicts of interest, and there is evidence of an editorial process. There's formal structure and format with excellent grammar and spelling. Let's have a look closer at this. straight away, this professor states in her article that she's a linguist and that she has conducted this research in collaboration with Anne Mangan, who is also a professor in this area. By delving deeper into Naomi, I can really see that she is an expert in this area, and it adds authenticity to her article. In a quick Google search, I can see all the books that she has published, and one of them, the one titled Always On, actually won the English Speaking Unions of Edinburgh English Language Book Award for 2008, and this is an annual award given to outstanding books in the English language. So already I'm getting a feeling of the credibility of this article. Again, as I mentioned, she's not only made a link to the person that she's conducted the research with, but also another link to one of her articles that's also published on The Conversation. Now, looking into the editorial process of The Conversation, I delved deeper into their editorial charter and found that for articles to be published on The Conversation, there has to be author transparency, there's rigorous fact-checking, they publish articles from university academics, and then therefore there would be a record of peer-reviewed research. It's stated in a disclosed statement that there's no funding, so no alternative motive or reason to have a confirmation bias. And then there's also that link to the American University where I was able to find more information about this professor. Of course, there are clear headings, excellent spelling, and logical flow that just add to the credibility of this article. Now moving on to the accuracy. The indicator's timeless, exact reporting and factual information, details match those in the primary sources, comprehensiveness and multiple perspectives are what I'm going to be checking in this article. I've highlighted that it is recent and up to date, published in May. Actual factual information is highlighted throughout this. So when there's a claim saying today's assignments are heavily digital, there's a link to an article, a research paper stating that. And again, backing up the factual evidence. The indicator against was possibly limited coverage or looking at just one side. So I wasn't able to find in this particular article counter arguments of the benefits of digital media against print media. Reasonableness indicators are there is a balance between digital and print methods given in this example with the student quotes. They're demonstrating that students that were surveyed were asked about their likes and dislikes about handwriting versus typing, and so they're being fair by offering a balanced view in what the students are saying. So the example highlighted here is that the 100 students surveyed said that on the next slide that they enjoyed the convenience, access to the internet, and greater speed for using digital experiences. There is then backing up this for her counter argument that a very heavy quote saying the feeling of a book in my hand is a very comfortable feeling, and the satisfaction of a whole page filled by handwriting makes me feel like I've climbed a mountain. I could not find that amount of detail for quotes given for reasons why students liked the digital media. So it could be said on the first bullet point there could be a slight bias towards one view. Overall, the support, as you've seen, I've said that the evidence is heavily supported. There is acknowledgement of primary resources and corroboration. In the slide before, there were lots of links to the article that links to research that's already been conducted. There's what the students say, good quotes there, and this is how I've rated it overall. Thank you.